Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Meenakshi. While I get ready today, I want to talk about something that nobody warned me about. And that's how lonely personal growth can feel. I think social media makes healing and self-improvement look beautiful. People post aesthetic morning routines, healthy meals, workouts, journals, and smiling selfies. But what I don't show you is the loneliness that sometimes comes with becoming a different person. There was a time when I thought growing meant that life would become easier. I thought that once I became more confident, everything would magically fall into place. But that's not what happened. Instead, I started noticing that I no longer fit into certain conversations. I stopped enjoying gossip. I stopped chasing people who clearly didn't want to be in my life. I stopped saying yes when I wanted to say no. And do you know what happened? Some people disappeared. At first, I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought maybe I had changed too much. Maybe I wasn't as fun anymore. Maybe I was becoming boring. But looking back now, I realized something. Growth changes your standards. And when your standards change, your circle often changes too. That's one of the hardest parts about becoming the woman you're meant to be. Sometimes you have to let go of people you genuinely care about because the relationship no longer helps either of you grow. And that hurts. It hurts because we naturally want everyone to come with us. We want our friends to understand us. We want everyone to celebrate our growth. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to walk with you forever. Some people are chapters, not the whole story. I remember constantly worrying about whether people liked me. I wanted everyone to approve of me. If someone seemed distant, I immediately assumed I had done something wrong. Maybe you felt that too. Maybe someone stopped texting you back. Maybe a friendship slowly faded away. Maybe people grew apart without any big arguments. Those situations used to break my heart. But now I see them differently. Not every ending is a punishment. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes life quietly removes people because they're no longer aligned with the woman you're becoming. And I know that's difficult to accept. Because letting go often feels like losing. But what if letting go is actually making room? Making room for healthier friendships. Making room for peace. Making room for opportunities you can't even imagine yet. One thing I've learned is that every time I desperately held onto someone who wanted to leave, I lost a piece of myself. I stopped speaking honestly. I ignored my own needs. I accepted less than I deserved because I was afraid of ending up alone. But eventually I realized something that completely changed my perspective. Being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. You can sit in a room full of people and still feel lonely. And you can spend an afternoon by yourself and feel completely at peace. The difference isn't who's around you. The difference is the relationship you have with yourself. That's why I always say that confidence isn't just about believing you're beautiful. Confidence is knowing you will be okay, even if people leave. Confidence is trusting yourself enough to know that you will rebuild, that you will heal, that you will meet new people, that life isn't over because one chapter ended. If you're in a season where life feels quiet, don't rush to fill the silence. Sometimes silence is where you finally hear your own voice. And maybe that's exactly what you've been missing all along. Sometimes we become so afraid of being alone that we start accepting things we should never accept. We stay in friendships that make us feel small. We stay in relationships where we don't feel appreciated. We keep answering messages from people who only remember us when it's convenient. And we tell ourselves it's better than being alone. But is it? Think about it for a second. Is pretending to be someone you're not really better than spending time by yourself? Is constantly questioning your worth really better than protecting your peace? I don't think it is. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that peace is expensive. It costs you people, it costs you habits, it costs you comfort. Sometimes it even costs you the version of yourself you've held onto for years. But once you experience real peace, you will never want to trade it for chaos again. I used to think being strong meant never crying, never feeling hurt, never letting anything affect me. But real strength looks very different. Real strength is allowing yourself to feel everything without letting those feelings control your future. It's crying and still choosing to get up the next morning. It's being disappointed and still believing that good things are possible. It's getting your heart broken and refusing to let that heartbreak convince you that you're unlovable. Healing isn't becoming someone who never feels pain. Healing is becoming someone who knows pain doesn't get the final word. I wish more women understood that. Because so many of us believe we have to hide our emotions to look strong. But vulnerability isn't weakness. It's honesty. And honesty creates real confidence. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat with yourself without trying to distract yourself? No music, no scrolling, no television, just you and your own thoughts. I know that's uncomfortable. I've been there too. Sometimes silence forces you to hear everything you've been trying to avoid. The fears, the insecurities, the questions you've been pushing away. But that's also where healing begins. Because you can't change what you refuse to face. There was a time when I kept waiting for someone else to make me feel better. I thought maybe the right relationship would heal me. Maybe the right friend would understand me. Maybe the right opportunity would finally make me feel complete. But no person can give you something you're unwilling to give yourself. If you don't believe you're worthy, no amount of compliments will convince you. If you don't respect yourself, no relationship will magically create self-respect. Everything starts within. That's why investing in yourself is never selfish. Reading that book isn't selfish. Going to therapy isn't selfish. Going for a walk isn't selfish. Saying no isn't selfish. Resting isn't selfish. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's necessary. Because the healthier you become, the healthier every relationship around you becomes too. Something else changed my life, and I hope it changes yours too. I stopped asking, why is this happening to me? And I started asking, what is this trying to teach me? That one question completely changed the way I looked at difficult seasons. Maybe this disappointment is teaching you resilience. Maybe this rejection is redirecting you. Maybe this lonely season is teaching you how to become your own safe place. We spend so much time of our lives trying to escape difficult moments that we forget they often become our greatest teachers. If I could go back and speak to the younger version of myself, I wouldn't tell her that life would become easy. Because it won't. There will still be difficult days. There will still be moments of doubt. There will still be tears. But I would tell her this. One day, you will stop asking whether you are enough. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you will finally realize that your worth was never something other people got to decide. And I think that's one of the most freeing realizations a woman can have. The moment you stop trying to earn your value, you finally become free. Freedom doesn't mean life suddenly becomes perfect. It means you stop allowing every little thing to define you, to define how you see yourself. Someone doesn't text you back, that doesn't define your worth. Someone doesn't choose you, that doesn't define your worth. You made a mistake, that doesn't define your worth. We spend so much of our lives collecting evidence for why we are not enough, instead of collecting evidence for everything we have already survived. Think about your life for a moment. Look at everything you've been through. The days you thought you wouldn't make it, the nights you cried yourself to sleep, the moments you felt completely lost, and somehow, you're still here. Maybe you don't give yourself enough credit for that. Maybe you're stronger than you've allowed yourself to believe. Sometimes I think we're so focused on where we want to go that we forget to appreciate how far we've already come. The version of you from 5 years ago would probably be so proud of the person you've become today. She'd be proud that you kept going. She'd be proud that you didn't give up. She'd be proud that you're still fighting for a better life. So why are you so hard on yourself? Why do you speak to yourself in a way you would never speak to someone you love? Imagine if every morning you looked in the mirror and instead of searching for flaws, you thanked your body for carrying you through another day. Imagine if instead of criticizing every mistake you made, you celebrated the fact that you're still learning. Imagine how different your life would feel after a year of speaking to yourself with compassion instead of criticism. Because the words you repeat become the beliefs you live by. If every day you tell yourself you're not good enough, eventually you will believe it. But the opposite is true too. Every time you remind yourself, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm becoming stronger, you're slowly creating a new story. And your life follows the story you believe. So if you've been telling yourself that you're behind in life, maybe it's time to write a different story. If you've been telling yourself that everyone else has it figured out, maybe it's time to remember that every single person is fighting battles you know nothing about. If you've been telling yourself that it's too late to change, let today be the day that story ends. Because it's never too late to become the woman you want to be. Not at 20, not at 30, not at 40, not ever. As long as you're alive, you have another opportunity to choose differently. One better habit, one healthier boundary, one brave conversation, one step closer to the life you dream about. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to stop giving up on yourself. And if nobody has told you this today, let me be the one to tell you. I'm proud of you for still being here. I'm proud of you for continuing to fight, even on the days when nobody else sees how hard you're trying. I'm proud of you for believing that your life can become better, even if it doesn't feel that way right now. Never underestimate the power of one decision. One decision to believe in yourself. One decision to walk away from what no longer serves you. One decision to stop settling. One decision to start over. That one decision might not change your entire life today, but it could be the decision that changes everything a year from now. So don't wait until you finally feel ready. Don't wait until you have all the answers. Don't wait until you're fearless. Start while you're scared. Start while you're uncertain. Start because your future self deserves the chance to thank you for not giving up today. And before this video ends, I want you to remember one thing. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are becoming. Every challenge, every setback, every lesson is shaping the woman you're meant to become. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. Keep choosing yourself, even when it's difficult. Because one day you will wake up, look back at this version of yourself, smile and realize she never needed saving. She just needed to believe in herself. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I want you to leave one word in the comments. Just one word. Becoming. Because that's exactly what we're all doing, one day at a time. And if this message found you at the right moment, I hope you will come back next week and we will continue becoming the woman we were always meant to be, together. Na na na.